This week on The Garage with Dennis, our auto review is going to focus on the 2014 Honda Accord. It's a holiday edition. The show starts right now. Yes, the Honda Accord, the vehicle that for me sometimes has had the personality of a toaster or a microwave, but it's okay, I actually like the car this time. There's now 12 different models, 8 for the sedan, 4 for the coupe. The model behind me is their EXL with navigation. Let's take a closer look. Starting with what Honda calls their Earth Dream technologies, this 2.4-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder pumps out 185 horsepower and 181 pounds-feet of torque. It is rated at 27 and 36 city and highway miles per gallon, and as tested with some spirited driving, I did average 21.1 with my time and the Honda Accord. Moving past the powertrain, as per the norm with Hondas, McPherson strut suspension in the front, multi-link in the rear, does give the car a great feel. We'll talk more about that while on the road. Let's jump inside. Now, starting with placing the front seat in the position that I would sit in, you can see at 6'2" and over 250 pounds, I still have plenty of leg room and plenty of hip room. Now, 2 grown adults could fit in the back. A third might be a little bit of a squeeze. Not forgetting about trunk space, you'll try to understand what 15.5 cubic feet of space is. I had a huge drum in the back of this, a partridge in a pear tree, a whole bunch of My Little Pony stuff, including even a spirograph. The point is, there's plenty of room for your day-to-day activities. Now, certainly this is not a cargo vessel, but if you're just going grocery shopping, you're gonna have more than enough room for what you need to haul around. When it comes to interiors, of course, a $31,000 Honda is gonna have all the regular amenities. Power windows, power door locks, it does have a nice power moonroof as well, and all the little extra goodies like memory seats, and of course some nice hand controls on the steering wheel. But more importantly, what I want to focus on is this center stack and center console. A nice useful area for storage, 2 useful cup holders, place to put my phone. It does have a USB and 1/4-inch drive, hookup for power, access to the music that's on your device, and then it's broken up into 4 basic areas. What you might call master command, the knob that controls navigating between navigation, phone, auxiliary audio settings. The next would be the HVAC controls, which are very easy to use and manipulate. Then on to what would be the stereo controls, and thank you, Honda, for giving me that one big knob I want to turn up and down my music. And then, of course, a recessed navigation screen to keep glare off of it. I do have to say, this is all a little bit overwhelming, and it could be maybe itemized or rationalized to make it more condensed, but the reality is it's easy to use and easy to navigate. One last thing before we get on the road in the new Accord is the challenge that Honda has given you to try to drive more earth-friendly. They have the Econ button on the side that changes things like schematic and shift points, and it is nice that the car does only need 87 octane regular unleaded fuel. But they also have these white bars that parallel the speedometer, and they turn green if you're using the car in what you might call an earth-friendly mode just with your right foot. We'll see if we can turn ours from white to green. Now that we're on the road, the first thing I do have to talk about is the snappiness of the small 4-cylinder engine. I'm not always a fan of CVT transmissions, but Honda actually got it right and gave it, I don't know if you would call it a sport tune, but it doesn't make the car feel lethargic like some of those style of transmissions do. It kind of gives that whirling effect when you're driving. As far as being a canyon carver, this car does have a nice sporty feel to it in general, but let's not mistake, this is, like I joked, it's an oven. It's a microwave at best. But what the Honda Accord has done for so many years, being over 20 years on Car and Driver's Best 10 list, is does everything well, just nothing particularly all that great. You can't fault the car. That's the problem with the Honda Accord. There's nothing to really complain about or say, well, it doesn't do this or it doesn't do that. That's what makes thousands and thousands of these cars cross through a showroom floor, an auction block, or even on the used car market each and every year. They're sound quality automobiles that if you take care of them will literally last forever. And that's going to wrap up our review of the 2014 Honda Accord EXL. If you want to know more about what we're doing, go to thegaragewithdennis.com. You can check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages, find more of our reviews, and of course, the full-length shows. As for now, we'll see you soon. Blind spot camera. But for now, the show starts. Not right now, that sounds stupid. Ready? Head down. Yeah, like ah! Chopping up this hooker I found on the side of the road. She was already dead, so I figured, why not practice? Controls is kind of a guideline to what station you're listening on, and it does have satellite radio. Then you have the inset, god damn it, Mike, fucker.